Hey, good morning, everybody. So happy to be here and hate we can't all be in person again this year, but it won't be too long. So thanks for coming to our commercial space and looking forward to telling you a little bit about what Beginnings has. There's probably many of you who know about us, but we are a statewide organization who really does all kinds of things around hearing loss. And our goal for today is to really talk to you about how we can help your programs identify kids with hearing loss and about our hearing screening program. So just a little bit about us. We believe that it is not the inability to hear or the deafness that disables a child, but it's the lack of access to language and communication and peers. So one of the biggest things that we aim to do is identify kids and then make sure that the professionals and their families know how to provide all the resources needed. So just going to show you a couple of things. The big issue and the big thing that we are focusing on in identifying kids with hearing loss is the why, and it's access to language, it's access to information. All the stuff that you're doing in your amazing childcare programs is making sure that they're learning and they're building these big, beautiful brains that can go on to do amazing things, right? Hearing is at the heart of that. And so we need to make sure that all of our kids can hear completely. And whether that is from chronic ear infections or from a genetic condition or a sensory neural hearing loss, and we don't know the cause, we want to help find those kids. And it's really easy here at Beginnings. We have a couple things that we do and things that you can, ways that you can get involved. We have our hearing screening program. And this is, I just popped up one of our programs that we have, and we're trying to find who is doing hearing screenings. And so we sent out a survey statewide to try to identify all programs that are doing hearing screenings. Early Head Start, First Steps, because unfortunately those have been programs that we've not been able to provide our free hearing screening programs to. We hope that will change, but at this point we've had a limitation there. But we want to know who else is out there providing screenings, because we would like to be able to leverage that equipment to share with one another. And the reason is because there are 9,232 kids. And I love my little school bus here because it really highlights that's a lot of kids, right? And that's just in South Carolina. 9,232 children are in our state, and that's birth to age 18, who are either not identified with hearing loss or not being appropriately served and supported. So maybe that's a child who has hearing aids who comes into a childcare program and he's pulling his hearing aids off because they're just not working for him. And I have a lot of ideas why, but a lot of times parents and maybe even professionals and providers say, oh, they just really don't want to have those. They're just not liking them. It's a lot more to it. But that also might be the kid that is not listening, not cooperating, not sitting quietly at story time, saying, huh, what? We are hoping to identify those, and we hope that you'll help us do that. So why do we do hearing screenings? We have a high rate of loss to follow-up, and we have a really amazing newborn hearing screening program in South Carolina, and we do a really great job of screening babies. A lot of our difficulty comes in that we don't know where they go after. We don't know what happens. They don't always, families aren't coming back to have a rescreen. Maybe they're not thinking it's so serious, but we have a high rate of loss to follow up. And so we want to identify those kids. Most pediatricians aren't screening until age 5. Many of you might remember, you go in, you put the headphones on, you raise your hand if you hear. That's not happening in all schools either, but pediatric offices typically are not doing that until age 5. However, we have double the rate of hearing loss between birth and age 5, and that's the window when no one else is looking. The other big issue is brain development, language delay, attachment, behavior, ability to engage. All of that is impacted by hearing. So we want to be looking for it because that's our goal, right? All of us are working in tandem to try to get those things working. And the last thing, and this was reinforced for me yesterday in a phone call with a mom, is it seems that most people think somebody else is looking for it. Whether it's the pediatrician or the provider or a developmental pediatrician or the speech therapist, there seems to be a lot of, well, I'm sure somebody else has ruled out hearing, and that's not really what I do, so I'm not really going to think about that. But what we are quickly learning is that that's not the case. So we're looking to identify hearing loss, and we really hope that you'll come along and help us do that. So I'm going to show you some risk factors, and these are all materials that we have available. We'd love to provide you some information, send these home to families, part of your parent engagement, not reacting to loud sounds, not saying words, has unclear speech, some of the other things that I mentioned. And again, these are available on our website also, all for free. You can just click the link and we can send you some. Some of those behavioral concerns, especially with preschool age, doesn't reply when you call their name. And anyone has concerns, you know, if you're just thinking, this kid's just isn't listening. I want you to ask yourself, is it not listening or not hearing? All right, hearing screenings are super easy. I'm going to show you how quick and simple it could happen in your center. That's just so it doesn't fall out of your ear, so you can listen the whole time. That goes right there. And then you push this button for me. Good job. You hear that funny music? What's that sound like? There we go. Beep, beep, beep. Now watch. Beep. Watch what it does. Great job, Bryson. Let's do this here. Okay, quick and easy video, but it shows you, and we only did one ear, but how quick and it can happen. We come right into the center. We provide screenings on site, and it's just a screening. It identifies if there's an issue or if there's not, and then we have a multi-step process. We'll screen twice. If they don't pass 2 screenings, we typically refer to the pediatrician. And then after we have a medical clearance, we will screen a 3rd time and then make further referrals. Again, our goal is to identify these kids and help them get the services that are needed. The other thing that we can do for childcare programs is technical assistance, training. We have several different trainings that we do, and we're developing a couple more based on requests that we've gotten from providers. But if you have a child that comes in, like I mentioned, maybe has hearing aids and is struggling to keep them on in the center, or staff are just, I don't know what to do, give us a call. We will come on site, or we'll do it via phone, in whatever way we can help. And as a DSS partner agency, that is something that we do for free for any center that has that need. Additionally, we have language labs. I mentioned parent engagement activities. These are language activities that you can send home. We've got English and Spanish, and they are just ways that we can further engage parents in learning and developing language at home. And so this is for families, whether or not they have a child who's deaf or hard of hearing or not. This is great for all families. These are also available on our website. You can click them, download. You can also call us. We'll be happy to send you some. And then just a little bit about our other programs that we provide. Again, our organization is Beginnings SC, and our goal is to identify all those children out there who are deaf or hard of hearing and make sure they have the support that they need to be successful, but to also support their families and the providers and professionals that work with them. So I'm going to turn it over to Kara, who is going to answer any of the questions that you might have. And let you know how to contact us. Again, our website, and Kara can answer any questions for you. Thank you. Hope the conference is great.